It's expected to resume in Pretoria this morning. The inquiry was postponed to give the legal representatives of witnesses Paul Holden, Andrew Feinstein and Hennie van Vuuren time to prepare for the cross-examination of witnesses from Armscor. Now, in our Johannesburg studio this morning, we have the man who's been on the case of the Seriti Commission, really, in Njanji. Chauke, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Njanji, it's been a bit of a protracted stop-and-go session for the Commission the last few months. Are these constant delays hampering the work of the Commission?
This is the concern that has been expressed by the Commission chairperson as well as the evidence leaders when we had that application on Thursday from those three so-called arms deal critics represented by Lawyers for Human Rights, saying they want to be granted access to key witness statements as well as to reserve their right to be able to recall and cross-examine witnesses.
Now, Armscor will continue to be on the stand when things resume this morning. What can we expect, or what sort of highlights can we expect to come out from their testimony now?
Yeah, what has happened in the past week, we've seen Rob Vermeulen, who was in charge of the submarine program. He finished testifying last week, Wednesday already. So there's been a bit of a problem in terms of those witnesses who will be coming during the second phase of the commission, who are now saying that they want to be able to cross-examine witnesses. But obviously, before you can cross-examine someone, you either have to be attending the hearing itself so that you can follow what they're saying, or at least have access to their statement. So what has happened this weekend, they've been given the documents, and as from this morning, a process of cross-examination by those three arms deal critics, Feinstein, Van Vuuren, as well as Paul Holden, will get underway in Pretoria.
Now, the Right to Know campaign has entered the fray. Why have they entered the fray, and what is this full transparency that they are insisting on?
Obviously, some of the organizations and NGO feeling that probably the Commission is not as transparent as possible. At the moment, we have not seen members of the public being able to come and attend the hearing itself. So there is that concern from various quarters as to whether this is as transparent as possible or it's supposed to be.
Now, you talk about transparency. There's also the secrecy surrounding the list of witnesses for Armscor. What are the issues that these NGOs have aired around that?
Yes, what the whistleblowers are saying, give us the full list, or at least update the names of the people that will be coming to give testimony at a later stage. We want to know the name of those witnesses. You'll recall also when Armscor was supposed to come and testify, their names were provided at the very later stage. So people and organizations with interest in this commission were not really aware who's going to testify. Actually, I see through the window that you're going to be interviewing the former Defense Minister, Lekota. I think it will be interesting at the end of the interview to find out from him what will be happening in those hearings in terms of his involvement as well.
You're preempting the interview that I'm going to do with him, and you're sort of giving my game away a little bit there, Njanji. But I want to move back to this veil of secrecy that's now drawn over it. Is there a sense that this veil of secrecy is only the latest thing to give ammunition to the doubters that this commission will be unable to really complete its work?
Yes, the critics are saying if the commission has to be credible, if it has to be legitimate, it has to be as open as possible. For instance, one of those people that have been very critical, we know he used to be a member of the ANC, Andrew Feinstein. He used to serve in Scopa. He's now based in the UK. Actually, I spoke to him last night from London, and he was saying that they have instructed their attorneys, their lawyers for human rights, to go ahead with that process today in terms of cross-examining those witnesses. You know, a lot of allegations have been made with regards to kickbacks, bribery, money going to certain organizations and all that. So this commission has provided that platform for everything to be told and to be laid bare.
What can we expect from the Commission over the next couple of days, actually for the rest of the week?
This week, The cross-examination will happen today, and there's 2 more witnesses coming from Armscor. They will wrap up testimony by Armscor people, and from then onwards, the commission will give a direction. But what is happening that we're approaching a process where the second phase of the commission will be taking place. Here we're talking about people like your whistleblowers, there's Patricia de Lille, the former Defense Minister Lekota, the former Minister Trevor Manuel, Alec Ewin, Alec Ewin, as well as Ronnie Castles that I've mentioned already, that are also expected to come through and testify. We don't know whether that will happen within this year or early next year, but January was allocated for the former President Thabo Mbeki to be able to come through as well and testify.
Well, that's the supposed fireworks, Njanji, that everyone's looking forward to. But we'll look forward to your coverage today and the rest of the week from the commission. You're on your way to Pretoria. Travel safe, and we'll have you back hopefully a little bit later in the week to have a look at how things went.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.